support the historical sign at Gilbert's. All those in favor, Bishop,
Yes.
Black,
Absolutely.
Easley,
Yes.
Riddle,
Yes.
Pace,
It needed to be done years ago, yes.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ian, for your work on this.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
All right, moving on to reports from staff. Town manager.
Madam Mayor, council members, team members, last month was busy with moving forward with budget preparation, contract, work on our water system, and then clean up after several storms that came through. As we look at this report, as always, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'll hit the highlights, what I think are the highlights, and please ask me any questions, and I'll touch on anything that you have that I might not cover or you want further information on. Lots of webinars, conferences, and meetings through the last month. Two of the biggest ones, the Community Back to School program. While this is driven by community action, but it includes about 6 churches, Hargrave, Town of Chatham, Rotary, Chatham First, you name the organization they're involved in. It will be held at the ODAC this year. So one year we did it at the old grocery store, Old Dutch. The next year they moved it to, it was supposed to be at ODAC, and weather kind of canceled it, so they pushed it out to a church out at Fairview. And then this year, ODAC has signed up to assist with that. So we'll get lots of parking, indoor, outdoor. It's a great program. He said we had 3,200 kids come through last year and gave away book bags and stuff for kids and parents. So this year at ODAC, we'll probably have more. So it's a great program, great, huge community effort. We had our first Chatham Volunteer Fire Department Equipment Capital Improvement Planning Group. Included 3 businesses out of 15 that received invites. We did receive word from those others about why they didn't, and they're engaged to follow up with the next one. So as we move forward, that is looking at how do we get the community, a community plan together to start not only get the needs right now for some of the vehicles we need, but also plan long term. So it's a sustainable effort, community effort. So we'll have a meeting with when the next police fire committee meets with finance. We'll bring that update, talk about the next plan, where we stand on that, and then we'll drive for that next planning group with the community folks. The planning commission has stood up, had their initial meeting. Rachel Gail Campbell Gaywood was elected as the head of the planning commission. Officers were elected. Their regular meeting time has been set for the 4th Tuesday of the first month of the quarter. So they'll meet quarterly on that 4th Tuesday, and it'll be at 6 p.m. Here at the Chatham Volunteer Fire Department. So their next meeting will be April 22nd at 6 p.m. They've got a good, there's a opportunity. We have 2 members from the past that their terms have expired, as you set a term on January. So the chair will be is in contact with those, see if they have any interest in continuing on, and we'll bring that to council about whether we need to appoint someone else, or one of those people will need to agree to move on. So we have 1 slot that'll be open that they need to fill. Water meter installation, again, we're just waiting on manpower with Infomark to install. All the meters are in, so our Times Fiber 2 meters, 1 meter, and then 1 extension for the sending units in. Hargrave has both of their meters in for the soccer field and the baseball field, and our VDOT brine plant meter is in to update that properly to digital, vice the old analog head and sending unit on it. As we've seen this evening, working through that budget process, we're pretty close to being done with that. There are 2 VDOT programs kick off in March that I'll have another meeting tomorrow with one, again, for some of that revenue sharing to see. Most of that is trying to figure out where those dollars are in the joint infrastructure bill that they thought they had. So they're trying to get clarity on whether those dollars are still there. For Infomark, our shared expectations and measured performance continues. Infomark this week is lean on the leadership side. Matt Malone is out of pocket for the week, and Malcolm is up in Pennsylvania for a training class. So Adam is the face and the guy we see, and then he's got help in from for the technical help from Danville. So they rolled some Danville folks up to help him as needed. We still have the brush team, brush and cleanup team is still out there, but Adam will be busy with technical work. Their new fiscal year contract was presented with a 4.7% increase. That was their CPI adjustment due to inflation. You can see the numbers there in your book. We talked about getting water meters installed, and that's just a manpower issue. Once they get the manpower issue, they do have a maintenance, contract maintenance team that they've been using down in Danville, that I've encouraged them, it'll be on their cost, not ours. I've encouraged them to get them up here to get those basic things like water meters all installed and get that done. The big push for the cleanup of the parks and the cemeteries prior to Easter, so this week they'll be out cleaning and getting everything ready for Easter. You can see there the finished water report for March averaged 0.45 million gallons a day. There was 14.01 million gallons for the month of March produced, which gives us a total of 186.04 million gallons since January. Adam will talk a little bit more about the maintenance cap. We did finally get, so we have some things stacked against that maintenance cap that the council has already approved. Clarifier 2 and some big pieces on the wastewater treatment plant. The other one that'll go into the maintenance cap is that sewer repair on 57 East. We finally got the invoice today for that. That'll go against the maintenance cap, but that invoice was $28,500. So where sometimes we've slid through the maintenance cap and had some additional dollars to buy some critical parts, we will use basically all the maintenance cap this year between the clarifier parts that we have stacked against it already approved by council, and then this sewer repair bill. On the external focus, a lot of stuff going on out there. Again, the Cherrystone Reservoir is, the rehabilitation and planning on that's at a standstill due to government funds being locked down and pulled back from that grant. So they've got all the information, now they're waiting to see what the funding will look like. We had the medical hearing, the public hearing for the medical center, and the leases are in your packets for consideration tonight. Reimagine Chatham has a lot going on out there, and we have approved in the budget plan these cost share items that will greatly improve this town. They're also involved with a branding effort that has started up with multiple groups and public town halls to start talking about how to plan or how to brand the town and what that means. So a lot of good input. I attended, I think, 3 of those meetings in different venues. And the town one, just Citizen Town, was full. They filled up the community center. So it was a good crowd with a lot of good information going there. Still working on the in-work project. I'm still trying to figure out what Path had a big push for that crosswalk and to improve their sidewalk down here on the back side of Carter Street. They just kind of stalled on that. I'm in conversation with their executive director to go, let's move forward. I think he's got some other things internal that's kind of kept him busy. But that is still ready to go, and we still have the permission to do that. We had 4 zoning questions, 2 contractor questions that we answered, worked with citizens that identified 2 grave sites, and we marked 2 for the funeral home. VDOT, we had 1 work order open and 0 closed. I had a meeting just out of the blue. Their area representative stopped by on Friday. VDOT is planning on paving the lower half of Center Street, down below, kind of right from Howerton Funeral Home, and what is that, Fat Freddy's or whatever it is? That area down there where they tried to patch it with just gravel and oil, they're gonna do a hard patch, so they'll come in and mill that, and then they're going to they plan to hit Reed Street, that section of Reed Street where all it'll just be area patches, but they will be milled and what I call a hard patch. They've got 3 miles of non-primary road for the county of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania County gets 3 miles this year, and we're gonna get, we'll get somewhere about a half a mile of that, which is pretty good for our little town. I tried to give them, just told them to give me 3 because we make it easy for them. They didn't have to move contractors, but we will get that lower part of Center Street that's real bad, and then those parts of Reed Street that are bad. So I did. And she was getting ready to paint anyway, so we'll put it on pause. Hopefully, their plan is to start somewhere around the 27th of this month, based on getting their, contractor in. We had one building permit approved for a deck. There were 4 business licenses applied for, one for a contractor and the other for either artist or fast food folks. Our big excitement with the chief of police and Lieutenant Roach was we had 3 juveniles that decided to be bored and break a backboard.